Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a new news coming from the Balochistan, where Baloch leaders have declared independence from the Pakistan. Not only they have declared independence from Pakistan, rather they have even asked help and support from India and also United Nations to recognize them as a separate country and separate nation. So in this context, a well-known Balochi author and civil activist called as Mir Yar Baloch have declared, and he has said that this is a symbolic declaration. You talk about this particular image, if you talk about, he has signed a declaration with all the other Baloch rebels and Baloch leaders and has said that this is a declaration of independence of Balochistan from the Pakistan, and thus he also has declared the state to be as a Republic of Balochistan. Not only that, also taking Republic of Balochistan as a separate nation, he has appealed to the United Nations to recognize the declaration and provide funding for basic state functions, including currency and passport issuance as such. Now, if you try to understand what more he has said, so during his meeting and the press conference and also later on in the social media post, he has stated that there is a possible announcement soon will be made as the collapse of terrorist state of Pakistan is near, and thus is requested government of India to allow Balochistan's official to have a separate embassy and office in New Delhi to represent the interest of Balochistan. Now we know that Balochistan has always wanted to be a separate nation because of the continuous oppression of Balochistani people, and also because they have not received any kind of help and support from the Pakistani government. Rather, human right violation has been reported in this area by the Pakistani military and officials as such. So in this context, a new order has become inevitable. That is why Balochistan, or what Balochistan is trying to portray here, where they have stated that due to the military setbacks of Pakistan in the recently concluded Operation Sindoor and use of religious extremism, as we have seen that when the India carried out strikes on the terrorist infrastructure leading to killing of several terrorists in Pakistan, it was the Pakistani military officers who were giving a full state honor to the slain terrorists. So this kind of use of religious extremism has created a lasting instability in the Pakistan. That is why Balochistan and Balochi leaders are hinting toward. Now also in the last few weeks, the Baloch Liberation Army, the armed wing of Balochi insurgent, or what you can call as Balochi rebels, have launched Operation Hereof. Now if you try to look at this image here, again you can see these are the pictures of the Baloch, what you can call as the soldiers of Baloch Liberation Army, and as you can see they already have a separate flag for themselves, and that is how they want to create a separate nation. So as far as the Pakistan is concerned, the BLA, that is the Baloch Liberation Army, it has been designated as a terrorist organization. However, in recently concluded Operation Hereof, the BLA has been able to successfully launch 71 coordinated attacks across 51 locations. That was largely targeting military and intelligence facilities of Pakistani army. Police stations also were targeted, mineral transport vehicles, because you know that Balochistan is a region which is also have what you can call as large reserves of the different types of minerals. So these minerals largely, if you look at the Pakistan's stands for this region, rather than the benefit accruing to the Balochi people, all the minerals and resources that Balochistan have, they are transferred to the other regions of the Pakistan, and that is why they have also been subject to target. Plus, major highway infrastructure. These were the target of Operation Hereof. The group rejected Islamabad's overture of ceasefire talks, describing them as a deceptive technique. Now, if you try to understand about the Balochi people are basically an ethnic group that are spread across two regions. One, you have the Balochistan province of Pakistan, and then on the other side you have Iran. So in the Sistan province of Iran also you have Balochi. In both of these countries, Balochi represent a minority group. We talk about in terms of number, they have about 7 million population in the Pakistan and around 2 million population they have in the Iran. And out of that, talk about they speak the Balochi languages, boast of unique cultural identity, and that is also why they want to create a separate what you can call as state and nation for themselves, because they believe that they are very different from the ethnic Persians who are in the Iranian region and the Pashtun, Sindhis and Pakistani people of Pakistan as such, and that is the reason why they have also said that they have been subjected to what you can call as ethnic persecution. Now, if you look at the brief history of Balochistan, first of all, if you look at the map of Pakistan here, the red region, as you can see, with a border on Afghanistan to the north and Iran to the west, is the region and the province of Balochistan as such, with Quetta being the capital. Now, till 1947, Balochistan comprised of multiple chiefdoms. That means different regions of Balochistan was controlled by different chief. And one of the most prosperous and powerful, what you can call as the chiefdom, was Kalat, and Ahmad Yar Khan. He was the chief of Kalat. It was in the year 1948 he was forced to accede to Pakistan after Pakistan invaded Kalat as such. So overall, what we can understand historically, also we talk about the merger of Balochistan into Pakistan was not voluntary in nature. It was not the people of Balochistan who decided to merge and become part of Pakistan. Rather, it was the forced military action of the Pakistan's government that has led to their forced merger. So this has triggered a kind of insurgency, a waves of insurgency, and it periodically, if we talk about, there have been several waves of Baloch insurgency, and currently the fifth wave of insurgency is ongoing due to the unjust behavior of Pakistan government toward Baloch as such. Now, Pakistan stand is very clear. Both BLA and another group that you have is BLF, Baloch Liberation Front. Both have been designated as a terrorist organization and are reportedly operating with foreign support, as Pakistan believes, obviously indirectly hinting toward India as such. Pakistani state believes that these groups largely consist of young Baloch individuals from Balochistan province, which has drawn the ire of state security institutions as well. And it is precisely because of this reason, many of the Baloch, what you can call as Baloch insurgent Baloch fighters, have been arrested and also is believed to have been killed and have been tortured in the jails of Pakistan. Now, we talk about the overall region of Balochistan. People have faced oppression for decades. Dynamics of Balochistan is very complex, which is why their situation has not improved but has worsened over time. And this is interesting because, again, as we have discussed, Balochistan region is having rich natural resources such as oil, coal, gold, copper, as well as natural gas. But overall, in terms of the poverty, Balochistan today is one of the most impoverished region of Pakistan. As such, one of the most, what you can call as one of the poorest region of the Pakistan as a country. These resources generate substantial revenue, but these revenue again largely are being cornered by the federal government, by the central government of Pakistan, while local population do not receive any benefit of this. If you talk about the known Chinese infrastructure project, that is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So if you know the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, it begins from the Gwadar port. Gwadar port is actually in the Balochistan region, and then it crisscrosses across the entire Balochistan, and further it enters into POK, and then it goes into the Xinjiang region. So this CPEC project also, we try to understand, the Balochi people have faced a lot of problems because of this, and they have a lot of anger against this project. Because again, the Chinese backed project is nothing but it has created a rampant unemployment in the province, and also entire development that has happened in Balochistan region, the infrastructure development that has happened here, the mines that you have in this area. In this, what they claim that it is only the people from the other provinces such as Punjab, Sindh, and even China, even if you talk about in the technical specialities, they are allowed to work here, while the local Balochi people have not received any kind of employment. So that is how they can understand that is how they are able to portray that despite the resource-rich region in which these Balochi people are living, despite the massive infrastructure development that this region is seeing, they are not getting any benefit, rather neither in terms of the resource transfer nor in terms of employment generation as such. That is why the Baloch militants have in the recent time repeatedly targeted both Gwadar port as well as Chinese projects and Chinese nationals in the country. As we have discussed, it is rich in various resources: gas, coal, marble, iron ore, sulfur, chromite, and limestone are some of the major resources in the Balochistan. Now, significance of this recent declaration we try to understand, where the Balochi leaders have declared Republic of Balochistan as a separate country. They have asked support from UN and India. So, if you look at practically, this is largely a symbolic, what you can call as symbolic stance, and any formal international backing is something as of now we have not seen toward the Republic of Balochistan. So, as far as the declaration is concerned, though it is symbolic, Many experts, however, argue that it can have a significant implications for the regional stability, because if Balochistan has declared itself as an independent state, independent nation, that means they will have to continuously fight against the Pakistani military, and this continuous fight against the Pakistani military, and also as you have discussed that the Balochi people from Iran can also join hand here, that can create internal security situation and problems in the Iran as well. Last year also Iran has bombed Pakistan because to control, or with the objective to control the Baloch insurgency in spreading against the Iranian government as such. Now, analysts also warn that not only the Balochistan, but similar other provinces or regions of Pakistan can also get emboldened by this step of Balochi leaders, and it can further complicate efforts to stabilize Balochistan. Plus, as you know that in the northern part of Pakistan, already the Pakistani government is facing problem because of the increased and intensified attack carried out by the TTP, that is Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is an armed wing of the Taliban militants. So if you talk about in North Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region, that is where also Afghanistan lays claim over some of the parts because they do not agree with the Durand line that separates Afghanistan and Pakistan here. So similar kind of waves of insurgency and similar kind of waves of revolution we can see emerging from different regions of Pakistan as such, and that will complicate the situation for Pakistani government, Pakistani military, and overall it will have implications on the regional security dimensions as well. So that is all about this particular video. I hope you got the idea behind the significance of Balochistan liberation movement and the declaration that has been passed to declare the province of Pakistan as a separate nation. That is all for this particular video. Thank you.